Hello and welcome back to yet another CATIA V5 video tutorial series. Today we're gonna have this fairly simple part. This is a aluminum extrusion. Now you might be wondering what are the benefits of these aluminum extruded parts. Well, first, it provides a lot of structure where it would be very difficult to provide with a folded or pressed metal bracket. It's very light for its size, and finally these ribs can be fine-tuned to whatever geometry you need. Now, this is not entirely without any drawbacks. The part price can go up quite substantially due to the fact that everything that is not included in this general general extrusion, it's going to have to be machined. And machining costs can add up quite rapidly. You might also be wondering what kind of use you would have for this part. Well, one example would be something like this. You attach it to a beam with possibly rivets, due to the fact that it's aluminium and it's difficult to weld, and it would probably support something here with some screws attached in these holes. Right, now enough of that, let's start designing it. First you start with a new part. Always create your geometrical sets to organize the tree better. And we will start with the outer shape. The shape is like generally a square, at least for our part. That's not to say that it's the same for every part. So something like this. We chose this centered rectangle just so we can have it symmetrical to the axis. We position it something like this, and then we start putting radii here. This will be the side. This will be the side with the screws, and this will be the side with attached to the beam. We need smaller radii here. That's one sketch. Now we need to design the inner. But first, actually, I want to put some points in. So we will have points for the holes. We have one point here. The other one should be symmetrical. And also one point here in the middle. Uh, 0.60. Yeah, sounds about right. Okay. So I will call this set holes, and then we go back to inner. And here what I want to do is create these little pockets here. I will just be drawing one side of these, and I'll just mirror it to the other side as well. I will be creating these circles, and I will be constraining them here with concentricity to these points that we just created. And give them the proper size. This should be actually, no, not 12, 24, I guess. Should exactly match this one. Although it might be a little high, but we can change that later, no problem. This one is attached here. We need to choose the thickness. Let's see, 4 millimeters for the wall. You can have variable thickness, by the way, it's not a problem. This one goes here. Here I would like to have a line, dashed line between the center lines, so then I can do this. And this. And this. Yeah, that's perfect. Looking good. This should be half the rib thickness, because you're gonna have half of the rib on the other side as well. I will, for the purpose of this design, I will be putting 4 millimeters everywhere for the rib thickness. Let's say 60 and let's say 25. Yeah. And 4 mil here, good. But I want it symmetrical to this. That looks pretty good. Now for the trimming. Good. Looks pretty good. And I think I want to have another rib here. It's a lot of open space. By the way, you can just double click this eraser if you want to use it multiple times. It's very useful. Okay, I will not be adding radiuses or radii now to these because I will do that later. First I will extrude this 51. Just mirror it. Okay, it has multiple elements. I don't care right now. Now I need to add the radii to this. First I'll go with all the sharp edges because I'm probably gonna have like a smaller one here, here, and here. So let's say 2 or maybe even 1.5. Okay, and the rest I will do in one go. Because they'll all be the same size. They don't have to be. Probably could optimize it a bit, but don't really care about now. Care about that now. Sorry. And I need to symmetrize this as well. Like that. Perfect. I will keep this. Good. Now, at this stage, you don't really have to do this, but I like to do this to visualize what we have. I will extrude this 100 millimeters with mirrored extents, like that. And then I will use the split command to remove this inner pockets. Ah, there. It's already looking like a finished part. Not quite, but it's close. Good. Now what to do is, is to create another set and call this splits or trim or whatever. Go back to generative shape design, and now you need to trim the part. Create the trims, basically. And we will use this as a bottom surface. We'll use just a sketch here. We will constrain this to, let's say, 30. And here above this, we will constrain it to, let's say, 12. Here we will have a certain distance, which we don't really care about now. This is 30, sounds good. And we need to figure out where we're gonna put radii, but like I said, we're not gonna do it now. We're going to do it in the surface because it's easier to change afterwards. We're gonna have one here. We don't necessarily need to add a radius here, but we do need to add one here because this will be machined, like I said. So you'll have a milling operation where it just creates this face, it goes down like this, and then you can have a sharp angle here. But here, this is going to be a bottom surface. It's going to come like this, actually, and the tool will have to have a radius. So you cannot have a corner, perfect corner here. You need to have a radius. Okay, that's one split. We're gonna create a second one as well. For the second one, we will be defining this height here. Yeah, 40. Doesn't really matter at the moment, it is just a concept. We will be having an angle here, and we will be also having a distance like that. And again, we don't need to have a radius here. It's you can add radii here and here, and we will most likely do this at one point, but just know that it's purely cosmetic. It doesn't serve a function, and it'll increase cost. It'll decrease weight, however, which is good. Right, we actually have one more split to do, and it's this one. We want to create a pocket for a beam to fit in here, and we'll do this again with this command. We can actually constrain this to this. So it's exactly the size of the thickness. And we will put here, how many? 20? No? We'll put 16. That should be enough. And we extrude this all the way like that. And the top two. Again, this will be inside radius. It has to have a radius here. Let's just go with 2. Right, switch over to the part body and the part design workbench, and we add the splits. We split this one in this direction. We split this one in this direction. And then we split this one in this direction. Because we want to keep, you will keep whatever the arrow is pointing at. Okay, done. So it's already looking really good. It's going to help if if this angle is a little bit bigger. Actually, there is something we can do here anyway. We could actually move this angle somewhere here and create a local depression. So let's do that. Move this like this, we update. Now unfortunately this one will probably need to be like a little bit backwards. Something like that. There you go. And this angle here, we will move it a bit rearwards. Something like that. And then we update. Ah, perfect, good. I like this. This is good. And now what we have to do is create another split here, but sorry, I created it in the wrong. Go back to generative shape design, go back to splits, and put it here. Like that. You can already create the radius here because you know it's gonna be a radius, and then you can constrain this like this with the horizontal measure, whatever you need this to be. So let's say 10. Then you can constrain this line to this one because you want it at the same level. And then all you have to do is pick this angle here. 110. 100 maybe. And then you extrude it, but you don't want it to go all the way, you want it something like this. Oops, it was the other side that I wanted to change. See, all I want to do is just cut this piece out here. Now it might have a small issue because this one is not all the way up to the edge, but we'll see. No, that worked fine. Good. So now you have you will have the benefit of structure here on the outside, but you will also be able to put a screw on a flat surface here, which is great. This one actually could do a little bit better if you move it backward a little bit. Yeah, perfect. That's what we want. Good, now we switch over to the holes. Actually, we don't need to do that, we can do this in part body. We need to hide the splits because we don't need them now, and we can add these holes here. What you could use is the hole command, which is great for adding tapped holes and countersunks. You could also draw a cylinder in generative shape design and cut it with that, or whatever shape you need. But this is fine. You select the point, select the surface, and choose up to next. Type countersunk. You want this little guide here. The depth is 2. Let's say 60. And you can actually go up to 3 if you want. the thread definition, you could choose it from here. M10. Perfect. And you can do the same for the other two. Alright, pretty cool, right? Now if you notice, this wall thickness here is like pretty big. We don't need that. Actually, we could reduce this diameter to something like 20, maybe 18, maybe better, 18. Edge fillet says it's wrong. Why? We have some edge fillets here. Maybe this one that's acting up a bit. Let's see. There we go. And this is because we don't have enough flange here to do the edge fillet. We can go back and change this by selecting this insert mode and putting a smaller radii here. 1.5 is enough. Perfect. Good. Now this is not low enough either. We don't have enough flange here to put our rivets. It's what I planned to use. I guess we can extend this a little bit if we want. Go back to the splits. Extend this line. Let's go with 40. And I guess this one can be 12. And then we can have space for the rivets. Now we need to put the holes for them. Let's just say here. So minus 34 H50. Okay, that's fine. Move them to the holes geo set just to keep everything nice and organized. This one is 10. And this one we need to move it a bit higher, something like this, and 20. Sorry, 30. That's better. Go back to the part body. Part design. And put holes again. Using the hole feature. This one can be up to last. It'll just create a hole everywhere. We want it simple. And we want it not threaded. With a diameter of 5. We do this with all the 3 holes. Sorry, I think I chose the exact same spot. Good. Okay, like I was saying earlier, we don't need to do anything here, but if we choose to do something, it'll be cosmetic, or just to reduce the risk of getting scratched on this sharp corner here. Also could do something here as well, but it's not necessary. So there you go. That's how you design an extruded aluminum part. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something. and hope to see you next time. Thank you.